Welcome to the instructional handover video for the eldest Autoquest 165. This is a 2012 model and I'll run you through how to operate the various items today. So we've got the water filler cap, so put the key in the flap, remove the little barrel, and that will allow you to put your hose pipe in there. To empty it and fill it up, you'll need to turn the little dial at the bottom and it is clearly marked to open and close. So that is your drain point, that is your filler point, and that is for your fresh water. Behind that we've got your fridge vents, so these are just letting the air go into the actual freezer and fridge compartment. Behind that, underneath the storage area, we have another grey tap, and that is for your wastewater. So this is any water that goes through the sink, the showers, and goes into the grey water. Again, same idea, just hold it and turn it to open it. That will drain it when you're leaving the site, and then close it to fill it up to allow you to use it. We've got access then to the undersped storage area from outside, just utilising the key to open that area, and then we can find the gas locker behind it, which will comfortably fit 2 6-kilogram bottles. You've got your regulator mounted on there. You will need to obviously get a pigtail and the gas bottles on buying the vehicle. Behind that we've got a 2-bike Fiamma bike rack, so just there, and a camera mounted high up just there. There is also the vent for the heater. Now you'll need to remove that cap, just like so, and you're wanting to use the water heater, and then pop it back on, make sure it clips in place when you have finished using it. That will only be necessary really on gas, but you could get in the habit of doing it as and when you want to use it. Below, the customer has had a type-approved tow bar fitted and the electric socket, so you can put on a bike carrier down lower down if you want, or you can tow a vehicle using that specific tow bar. You've got your toilet cassette, so you lift up the handle, slide it out. We've got a little cap that unscrews to empty what's in the waste compartment, and then the little push button at the top will let the air vacuum out of it, so it will come out nice and steady and straight. What you'll need to do is then put your hose pipe in, clean it out, put your toilet chemicals in there, and then pop that back in place, making sure that it clips into that little cutout there. Again, you'll lock that once you finish using it. You'll see the little press studs underneath are for the Fiamma zip. Now this has got a Fiamma zip awning. I'll send you how to use the awning. The zip side of it is not something that's fitted that often, so refer to Fiamma's website and there will be a few video links on how to put the zip awnings up. You might also just catch above it, you've got a digital aerial, and that will allow you to receive a digital signal inside the vehicle. Forward of that we've got the electric step, we've also got the leisure battery, and at the side of it is where your mains plug-in will fit. Once you've got it in place, you'll see there's a little cutout there, so it'll nicely close using the key, and we'll be able to secure there whilst you're staying with the vehicle. In front of that we've got the diesel filler point. There's no AdBlue on here, so just fill it up with diesel as and when you need to use it. And then we've got in the cab area, so we've got the adjusters. We've also got then the swivel option, so you'll pull that out to swivel the seat around, and you've also got under this compartment here is where the engine battery is located. The engine battery is located underneath there. We've also got a couple of glove boxes, lockable one in the middle. We've got then your blowers, you've got your lock button, we've got your CD radio, and your reversing camera just up there. We've got the curtain that secures off the cab area in the evening, so it tops out all the light, and then we've got the electric switches for the windows, one on here and then both on the driver's side. The bonnet release catch can be found by pulling down that little lever there, which will release it just in the middle under here to show the engine area. Main items being screen wash, oil, dipstick. You've got your positive point underneath there, and then your negative point is just that little bolt terminal there if you need to go there. It is advisable to go straight to the battery under that compartment I've shown you rather than coming under here, but that is how you would do it if you want to do that. So that's the outside of the vehicle done. Let's move on inside and show you how it's doing. So we unlock it, and then we want to just pull the handle back to open it up. Again, from inside you'll just pull that little lever there and that will open it up from the inside. On the door itself it has a retainer at the top, You just need to give it a firm push in there and that will open and retain as you want. We've got a fly screen on the door. Great for the weather that we're having at the moment. Keep all them insects out of here, but allow you to have cool ventilation throughout the day and maybe even into the evening. So the main controls for the vehicle can be found next to this. Now the main thing you want to do is turn the master on. The master is like your main power button on. The rest of it is pretty self-explanatory, but I'll go through it with you. The middle position is off. The auxiliary battery is your leisure battery. We always advise you run it in here. On an emergency side, you want to do it, you can then flick it to your vehicle battery, but it's always advisable to use the auxiliary. We've got your lights on, so again, puts on the several lights that are in the vehicle. You can turn them off with the switches around the vehicle as well. We've got the external awning light, so that's this button here. The water pump, which you'll hear will kick in as and when you want to use it. And then we've got your water gauge that tells you how much water is in that level. Yeah, so pretty self-explanatory on here. We've got your water heater, your actual Bonnet heating. Yeah, so this is going to tell you how to operate it and what to do. We've got the temperature that we want it to be, so that's turning it up and down. We've got then a few different settings. We've got 1 kilowatt electric for the electric heating, 2 kilowatt, 3 kilowatt. This will depend on the actual facility options you've got at site. The circle is off. The next button down is a blower, so that will just circulate the air temperature that's in the vehicle around it. And then the next option down from that is gas. So that is purely the heating within the vehicle. Underneath that, you've got your water heater, and we've got 2 options on here. They're a 3-way switch, so the middle position on both of them being off. On the right hand side of it where it says 50 and 70, that is 70 degrees water and 50 degrees water. And that is on gas. So this side is gas. This side is electric, and again we're going 2 kilowatt off and 1 kilowatt. You can have a mixture of both, but it depends how you want it to stay up at temperature. Generally through the summer months, if you're plugged into mains, you can use the electric. If you're not, use the gas. But once we get into the winter, you might want it to work a bit harder, so you'll do a combination of both. Below that, we've got the electric step, and that will just draw up that electric step and draw it back down when you're leaving the vehicle. You will need to remember to do this. It doesn't have the auto option on here. The windows themselves have lift up window stays. You'll release it out and then turning the little dial on both sides will allow the window to stay open. You have fly screens and blinds on all of the windows, and the same on the roof vent. So the roof vent, you'll have a little button to press in here, the same on this side, and then you will lift the handle down and we will gently push it up, and that will release the actual air out of the actual roof light. Again, you have a blind, and then if you draw that across, we have a fly screen. Just be careful releasing the fly screen. It is tension, so it will slam if you don't be careful doing that. Draw it back down when you finish using it, lift it up, and then latch in either side for the security of it. Above that, we've got a carbon monoxide detector and a smoke alarm. We've got storage in here, so just a little lift up. Underneath here, we've got storage, and again, we've got some more storage just there. We've got the seat belts for the 2 travelling passengers, so we've got 4 in total. There's also a mounting for a TV if you want to watch TV, the mains plug and the 12-volt and aerial sockets just there. Into the kitchen, we've got the manual selectable fridge. So at the moment, it's in the 12 o'clock position on this dial. That's off. Turn it to the mains electric, it will light up nice and bright and blue, and you've got your little freezer compartment above. Turn it down again, and that would give you the option whilst the engine was running. It will not work if the engine's not running when you turn to that option. Option down again is your gas. Now on the gas, you'll see there's a little indicator at the side here with a little orange line. That orange line will need to go into the green area. And once it's in the green area and it's staying there, it will mean that the gas is lit on the actual fridge. To do this, you'll need to press in both this button and the igniter, and you'll hear it clicking until that actually moves over into the green area. Won't at the minute because we've no gas, but once it's in the green area you can release your fingers from them buttons and it will stay lit on gas if you're not plugged into mains. So to turn the unit off, you'll turn that little dial all the way back round to the top 12 o'clock option, and that will turn off the power to your fridge, will not drain your battery. Inside here we have various storage areas, and we push the little buttons to gain us access. Make sure before you're travelling away that all these are pushed in nice and neat, just like so. Inside here you have your isolation valves for your gas. Now you'll only turn them off if you're told to do so by someone that is gas qualified, or you think you've got an appliance issue and you ring up and ask and we say go to the isolators. Otherwise turn it off at the bottles. The bottom section here is for your oven. The controls to that are on the right. You have an igniter, and then to the left are your grill options, turning it and pressing it in and pressing the igniter to light the grill. So I think you'll accept it's pretty straightforward, is that. On here we've got the hob options. So again, to the top is off, so this is telling you the position. So you've got the furthest one away, the middle one, and then the furthest one here. Again, use your igniter, that will ignite those as well. Please be careful to follow the sign. Let it cool down before you close that, otherwise you will have an issue with that glass smashing. On here we've got your drainer, your bowl, your sink plugs. On the top we've got clearly marked just hot and cold, so you'll turn the tap to desired pressure depending on whether you want cold or hot water. We've got a couple of plug sockets, and again we've got the fly screens and the blinds on the windows. Storage again in this area here, and again we've got some plate holders and cup holders that are just there. Behind we've got the aerial, so if you need to adjust the actual aerial height, you'll unscrew that collar just anti-clockwise, just like that, and then push up the actual middle rod. So if we just release it, that will allow the pole to go up to give you a stronger signal. Turn it around and you'll see just there actually, can you see it's going from green to orange? Again, depending on what area you're at, you'll might need to move that, and that's how you would do that to get a stronger signal. There is a little on-off button here if you want to turn it on, but that booster box has got to be on for you to be able to return a actual aerial signal. The grey cushions are to make up the front lounge area, and there is a set of levelling chocks that the previous owners left just inside there. I'll come back on how to make the bed area up shortly in the video. Underneath here we've got another drawer for storage, and between the bedroom area we've got a little dividing curtain. So just undo the velcro, gently pull it across, and that will just magnetise into there and hold in place to screen off the bedroom area. This little blind also has the little ties to block that off as well, so you've got privacy from guests that are staying over. I'll pop that back just like so. We've got a light switch in this area which will turn on your bathroom light. We've got storage just in this compartment here, so that will be all your belongings. The toilet also swivels, so you can sit on it that way round. You can lift up and turn it around that way. You've also got underneath here the little blade valve, so to pull out your toilet cassette as you saw on the video, it's going to be pointing towards the back of the vehicle. To use the toilet, pull it to the front, use the toilet, press the flush button. Once it's full, it'll indicate to tell you it's full, and then what you'll need to do is press that back down to stop any smells coming out of the toilet, and also to remove the toilet cassette out of that area. To use the shower, you'll need to turn the little turnbuckle both at the bottom and the top, and then that will allow the screen to just go around and magnetise on there to give you a showering area, just like so. Yeah, there's your shower head, there's your tap. When you finish doing it, pull it back down and just make sure that then turnbuckles are in place for your onward journey. So nice and simple, nice and easy, nothing too complicated to get your head around this. We've got storage in here as well for some more belongings. So again, just making sure that you push them in before you move off. And then we've got storage all around the vehicle, another TV point in here, and you've got an aerial and a main socket just related, just found there. So the bed itself will lift up, just lifts up on the gas struts. Now one thing that you'll have to remember to do on here is you'll need to remember to shut this little yellow toggle valve here. So in the up position that we're at now, it will be emptying the water from the boiler and then going straight out underneath the vehicle. What you'll need to do, I'll just use that, is just flip that down, just like that. So in the horizontal position, not the vertical, and that will allow you to turn the top pump on for the water, fill up the boiler by pulling open the actual hot water tap. It will fill that void up there then, and then allow you to go to your water heater options and heat up the hot water. Once you're not using the vehicle for any length of time, you'll need to flip that valve open to empty it out, especially once we get to the colder climates. We've also got the bag with all the Fiamma rooms and a mat below for the actual ground mat. The blinds in here just slide across, so fly screens and blinds again, and then these little opening ones just let a bit of ventilation out, so lift up either at the front or at the back to enable air to get in there. You'll see there's a little PIR inside, and that is for the alarm. So the alarm can be set to turn the exterior items on only, and then turn off the actual interior items so you can move around. Storage can also be found underneath this area by pressing them two down, and we've got some storage to this side. You can also see that this is where you will also find your mains electrical items. So in this instance, we've got your main RCD breakers, again all labelled up quite easily, nice and neat, and underneath we've got all your fuses, which are individually itemised and listed so you know what they are. Push them back in place, and that will allow you to do that. We've also got a little bit of a storage area under here as well. So again, you've plenty of little nooks and crannies to put your belongings underneath there. Again, under here, just make sure you don't crush any of the pipes for that side of it, and that will allow you to do that. Cab area, we've got your steering wheel controls as well, and again, your electric window switches and your mirror switches can just be found there. So bed wise, let's show you how to make the front bed area. I always find it easier removing the cushions, so let's do that and start from a blank canvas. So first thing we want to do is extend the seat base just by sliding that out, and then fold the table down onto the lower rail by just pressing on the knuckle that releases the actual table height down for you. Once you've done that, you want to then put the cushions in place, just as I'll show you in a minute. And there we go. So we've got the base of the cushion, the back of the cushion, the base of the normal seat, the two unused larger two cushions, and then the folding thinner cushion that just goes in there. I always tend to tell the customers to get a more comfortable night's sleep, put a duvet protector on, a mattress protector, just take out some of them bumps and lumps. But you'll see it's quite a big bed area on this eldest. And there we go, set back up. The table also has a little extension piece, and there's a little pull down item there that you just pull, slide back in place, and that will then allow you to travel with the table upright. On leaving the vehicle, turn off the master switch. That will turn all the power off and will allow you to make sure that you've secured all the relevant lights, blinds, fly screens, catches in place before you move it off. But that concludes our instructional video. I hope you enjoy it, hope you find it useful. Look forward to your comments, but most importantly, we look forward to you getting your new motorhome and enjoying the adventures that it will bring you. Thanks guys.